Hi everybody, we're dietetic interns with Delicious Living Nutrition, and today we're going to give you a body positive lesson. My name is Grace.
And I'm Rachel.
And we are going to get started with exploring our body messages. So we're going to be thinking about messages that our friends have told us, our family has told us, the media has told us, and even medical professionals have told us. All of these messages could contribute to body shame, obsession with image, unhealthy weight loss, and all these negative feelings. So we want to really dive into how these messages affect how we feel and how we care about our bodies. So it's important for us to understand where these messages have come from and that these messages could be helpful as well. So if you all want to take out a piece of paper, we are going to write down the 4 categories that I mentioned above. So that will be family, friends, media, and medical practitioners. So feel free to pause this video and take some time to come up with messages that we've received about our bodies, about beauty, about health, weight, gender, hair, exercise, eating, anything like that. And we're going to categorize them, and when we come back, we will go over them.
As another activity, so that Grace and I are really involved with you guys, we're going to write some of our messages on the board, and at the time that you want to unpause your video, we can look at things that she and I have both felt and see how it relates to your experiences as well. So when you're ready, you can take a time and join us on the board. So the first category here is family. For me, that would be something along the lines of pudgy. That would be one that I heard growing up.
One that I heard growing up was that you eat too much.
Maybe you throw like a girl. Do you have any other ones for family?
I think that's it for family. So we're going to move on to friends. Something that I've been told by a friend is that I look like I gained the freshman 15 when I went to college.
One of my friends are always talking about their pant sizes. So if you were above a 10, you won't get men. That was a fun one. Another one for my friends, and that's salad shaming. If we went out to dinner and someone wanted pizza, there would always be that one person in the group that was just kind of looking at them like, oh, you're going to get that instead of a salad. So that's one that kind of stuck with me.
All right, moving on to media. Some of the more popular things are seeing diet trends and weight loss trends.
Fad diets like keto. Drop the weight as fast as you can. What other ones from media?
You see all these people really skinny and in shape and portraying it as the ideal image, and that, you know, you should do these specific exercises or follow exactly how they're living in order to look like them.
Yep. So like the magazine bodies.
Yep.
I'm also going to put up here a trend that I'm thankful for lately is the Airy Real campaign, because for the first time in my life, I am seeing people who actually look like me. I'm seeing people who are taller and have like broader hips and like full figures. And that was something to me that was so shocking that it really kind of resonated, saying, wow, the whole culture and media and body standard needed to shift. And it was just like jarring to me that it hit me so hard, because that was our normal.
Yeah.
So I like Airy Real.
Anything else for media?
Media. I think Instagram should go up there. Because everyone photoshops.
The idea that you have to Photoshop your photo to have whiter teeth or thinner hips or whatever it may be.
Insta size.
To look beautiful, which is not true.
Yeah. And that's going to everyone all the time. And it's just so immediate that to me, it's just kind of like that's the programming that's being driven into my head that should be my set standard. And it's bananas. Moving on to med, I'm going to start this one off and just put BMI up there, and we're going to circle it because BMI was created by a mathematician who worked for insurance companies. It has nothing to do with your health parameters, and it is still used today to body shame and to tell people that that's where your health parameters are in. So that's a really triggering one for me. What about you?
Just medical professionals in general associating weight with the fact that, you're going to come up with some disease that's going to kill you, or, you're not healthy because you're a little bit bigger than you're supposed to be. Anything else you could think of?
Honestly, for me, it's kind of like weight being equated to disease and all of that is just kind of enough to tell you that we all have this programming that runs so deep that it is now in the medical communities, and that is a big issue, and it's really scary. So taking the time to have that conversation and that she and I can have this conversation is really exciting for me. So that's a big one.
And also for medical professionals, the fact that you even have to get your weight at every doctor's appointment. It's not an option. It's like a standardized thing.
Mandated scales.
Which I feel like people might be more comfortable if they didn't have to necessarily do that every time.
Yeah, because you're associating a level of shame and discomfort with sharing that fact about your body, and that's just it. It's just a fact. And there's no shame that should ever be associated with a number.
So these are just a few of many, many messages that we have received throughout our lives about our bodies and our health, stuff like that. So I hope that you guys came up with your own list, and
that you could follow along with us to see where we're at and kind of where the programming hit home for us. And I have a couple of questions that I want to prompt you through while you're looking at your list and thinking about our list here. Really, I'd like you to think about is how do you feel in your body right now while looking at the list of things and the messages that you came up with, and how that resonates with you and how that resonates with what we came up with. And you can take a moment, pause the video at any time before kind of proceeding with the rest of the questions. So the next one would be, how do these messages affect your self-esteem and your body image? Is it positive? Is it negative? Where is your mental space at? What similarities do you notice between the categories, the differences? For me here, when I see the media and then my friends, I always think that, when I would go out to dinner, my friends would be like, I can't do that, I'm doing keto. I can't do this, I have to have the salad. And they really blend together because the media is telling us that we have to be a certain thing, but it doesn't actually impact your life in the way that you want it to. It doesn't give you that glamour that the Instagram thinks that you need to.
Another question would be, what category has the most influence on how you feel about your body? So it may seem like the media and the medical professional messages may be the most harmful, but I personally think that, the ones from your family, your friends, the people that are really supposed to care about, those ones really can hurt you, and they tend to stick with you for a long, long time.
Yeah, because those become your immediate programming, and those are coming from the people that you love and that you trust, so they can hit a little bit harder.
Another question, what surprised you in doing this activity? Are you able to take any positive messages from the world, even though there's so many negative ones out there?
And then, what are the effects of taking in those messages and telling them to yourself? What impact does this process have on the way that you experience the world each day?
So that concludes our first activity. I hope you guys could follow along and that it really was beneficial for you. And have a good night.